everyone, and welcome to the Pima Show. I'm Sherry Gyro, your host, and we have taken the show on the road. We are over here at the welding shop at Pima Community College, and with me is Mia Fimbres. She is a welding student here at Pima. Welcome, Mia.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mia Fimbres, and I'm here, a student here at welding.
Mia, I'm a girl doing a man's job usually. I carry heavy equipment around. I'm a videographer. You're doing welding.
Yes, I am.
Usually when I think of a welder, I think of a man. You're a woman. Tell me about why you decided to get into this field.
Well, I think I'm really good with my hands, and I think I took that on at an early age. I just know I like making stuff. I like building things, maybe taking stuff apart. So I thought, what's a good job that I can work with my hands? I don't want to be sitting in an office that pays well and is off of, basically experience and what you can do. I guess welding is more of like, are you able to do this, and not more, a lot of brain work, yes, but it's your skills that really matter. So I think that's pretty cool, because I get to prove myself, in a place where a lot of girls aren't really at.
You have more than proven yourself, because we just recently, I went and got video of you giving us a demonstration. Can you talk about what you were doing out there?
Yeah, so basically what I did was a lap joint. I did horizontal and flat, 70, 18. It's a lot of numbers, I know. But basically, I guess you can use that in structural steel. You can use it basically anywhere. But what I was doing is, what welding is putting two metals together, kind of like gluing metals together. So we go ahead and we get a filler rod, and we put it in whatever metals we have, and we glue them together with hot metal.
hot
metal, yeah.
Like that's why we have these helmets, because you don't want to ruin your eyes.
Yeah.
And I kind of struggled with the camera when I was shooting it, because I couldn't see what I was shooting.
Yeah, you can't see. One thing that shocked me with welding was I put my hood down for the first time, and I couldn't see a thing. And I was kind of like, shrugged my teacher, and I was like, I can't really see anything. And he's like, yeah, that's what welding is. And I was like, cool, well, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
When you made that joint and everything.
Yes, the joint.
What do you use that for, like in real life? If you're going out into the field and you're looking for a job, and you can say, I can weld joints.
Yeah.
What kind of job do you get with that?
So there's a lot of certifications for different kinds of there's different kinds of welding. There's stick, which is shielded metal arc welding. There's gas metal arc welding. There's TIG. There's a lot of different ones, but for stick, we use it a lot in structural. Just like in this building, actually, you can look around, and there's a lot of joists, a lot of columns. We have beams everywhere, and all of those are connected and by bolts and welding, depending on how the building wants to move, where we want it tighter, where we want no movement, where we want some movement. It depends where we weld. So really anywhere, and there's a bunch of positions. There's flat, there's horizontal, vertical, overhead, and I mean, I can go on for days. We can go anywhere,
Yeah.
So
welding the world.
Welding the world, yeah. Buildings, everything.
How long have you been doing this?
So this is my third semester. I'm doing my associate's degree in fabrications and in welding. This is I've been doing stick welding for a full year now. I did MIG, which is gas metal arc welding, my first semester, which was kind of a shock, because I think the first semester I came in, I didn't have not one class with one girl. I was the only female in every single class. And I guess it was okay, not really. A little funny story, I remember being in my math class, and our teacher, she said to talk to a partner, and every single person that was by me had turned away from me. So the teacher had to come talk to me, which was fine. I mean, I went through it, but now that I'm staying longer, my second semester, I saw more girls, and now I have a class with like 7 girls, and it's awesome to see. I love having girls around. Yeah.
Yes.
It's awesome.
Girls can do it. Where do you go from here after you graduate? What kind of job are you hoping to get?
Hopefully I can do some of my own work, maybe like some art or some designing. But I'm trying to look to see if I want to enter a union or if I want to enter a business. There's a lot of like PVB, we have JB Steel, we have Raytheon, a lot of good jobs like that. Maybe Raytheon I'm thinking of getting into just because I like, you know, the machining kind of part aspect of it, which is pretty cool. Or aerospace. Aerospace is really, really awesome. I'd probably have to come back to Pima for that, but
Yeah.
aerospace sounds awesome.
Great salaries.
Oh yeah.
Right?
The money, yeah.
I'm an artist. I do a lot of things on the side.
Uh-huh.
And never in a million years did I ever think about welding.
Yeah.
Until I went to Pima, but then I started working here at Pima and I started seeing what you guys do. And I
Yeah.
thought, I want to try that.
Yeah.
Is it hard? It looks really hard. I was scared just getting video of you, watching you do it. Is it
Yeah.
hard?
I think it's not hard, but it is scary. I think it's just because, you know, you have all this gear on, you're handling a thousands of like heat Fahrenheit in your hands. Sometimes with a plasma cutter, you're holding the power of the sun in your hands. You know what I'm saying? So it's just knowing that you can do it and being sure in yourself, because it's really kind of like drawing. You just, you know, it's like lines, it's staying steady and all that, but it's just being okay with what you're handling, you know? But I guess that's mostly the hard part. Also overcoming hard days, because every day is not the same, you know? Your body changes. You need to watch what you eat. You need to watch what you drink, how you sleep. All of that really matters. Yeah.
Wow. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Those rods, those little sticks.
Yes,
that
the
you
rods.
had, is that like the metal that you melt into the joint? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, so the rod, it has metal in the middle, and what you saw around it, the white, was flux, and it protects the metal as it's going into, you know, our joint. So it makes sure it's not getting any impurities, and that flux on top also is what protects it. That's why we shave it off, and there's a beautiful weld under.
With the little rubber brush thing.
And with gas metal arc welding, instead of the flux, we have gas, so that the gas protects it. And yeah, there's a bunch of ways to weld.
My favorite part is when you stuck it in the water.
Oh really yeah, cool. And sometimes it gets on you, it burns a little bit, but it's a little boiling water.
So, what do you think of the Pima program? I mean, how long have you've been doing this? For 3 years? Is your third semester?
A year and a half. Yeah,
okay.
A year and a half.
What do you think of the program here at Pima?
Well, I'm actually super grateful I got in the program when this beautiful building was built, because, I mean, if you have seen the last shop, it was super small, really, really compact. But, I mean, we got a really beautiful building now with
It's a center of excellence.
Oh, yeah, with a bunch of equipment. I mean, we have machining. And the teachers are awesome. I mean, they all have experience. They all have work. They've worked with kids. They've worked at schools. They worked on buildings. And they just have a lot of life experience to teach us. And they use it with us. So,
would you say welding is an art, a trade, both? What is welding to you, Mia?
Welding, I think, yeah, it's pretty much an art. I would say an art. I think welding is an art, because even in work, I mean, you're the artist. You have your paintbrush. You know what I'm saying? Like, your rod's your paintbrush. You have your canvas, which is your joint, and the product could be a beautiful building. It could be like a structure. It could be a car. It could be anything, really.
You mentioned when you first got here, you were the only female here in your first class. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. Not in the program, but in some of my classes.
In some of your classes.
Yes.
How did you feel being the only woman? Was it a little uncomfortable? And do you feel like you've kind of, I don't know if maybe broke the glass ceiling, but do you think that maybe you have come out of your shell and you feel more comfortable now?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think one thing about me that a lot of welders don't have is no experience. I came into welding with absolutely no experience. I've never touched a welding machine. And you know, a lot of these kids have done it for their whole life with their parents or at school. And so when I came, it was like a really big shocker. I really didn't know what I was doing or who I was with. I was even dressed way differently than everybody else. But I stuck it through, and I mean, I still come out pretty good on top of my classes, so I'm just like everybody else.
Have you had any struggles or adversity that you've overcome maybe because of the welding program here at Pima?
Yes, I would say the pressure does get to you sometimes simply because I know women have a stereotype, and if I feel like if we make a mistake, it's just that much worse than somebody else making a mistake, and we have to prove ourselves just 10 times more, which is more pressure, but I think that's what makes the girls the strongest in this field, you know? And it's awesome to have a pretty face and a pretty weld, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so, where'd you go to high school?
I went to Sunnyside High School.
You did. So
Yeah.
you're a Tucsonan.
Oh yeah, born and
Through
raised.
through.
Yep.
Born and raised.
Mhm.
Okay. So you mentioned some teachers that
Yes.
you really like.
Mhm.
Talk about your teachers and what they've done for you.
Okay, so I have one teacher from my high school that I really, really love. His name is Mr. Cootie. He's an EMS teacher. He was so supportive of me doing welding, even though he's a medical, you know. And he's actually has a project for me that he wants me to make for his class for welding. And I think he's such a big inspiration because he stuck with me, you know, just out and in school.
Is he at Sunnyside or Pima?
Sunnyside.
Sunnyside,
Yeah.
okay.
And then I came here to Pima and I met Gina, and she's an awesome. I mean, she's really what pushed me probably for like to stay here, because I see her. She's a little 5 foot, you know, cool girl. Like she's tatted. I mean, she does her job, and she just like everybody else, and sometimes even better. And I love Gina. She actually got me this opportunity to be able to talk to you. So this is awesome.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, she thought the world of you. She said that you're very motivated and very outgoing and really into
Oh, how sweet.
doing the welding trade.
Yes.
So if there's students out here who might be watching this program, maybe they don't know what they want to do with their lives. What would you want to tell them about the welding program at Pima?
I want to say that if you really want a good future for yourself, you have to think smart, and I think a trade is very smart and art is very smart. It's something that somebody can't take away from you, you know? It's a skill, and if somebody can take a job from you, you still have the skill and you can go find another job. And I think any trade, including especially welding, because it's so diverse, is really a good way to go, because to get started and to build up too, because you can be a welder and then you can move up to a welding inspector, you can move up to a blueprint person or a CAD making prints, and it's just like it's just like a doctor's degree, you know. You start off as a nurse and move your way up. It's awesome.
And you're the inspiration, right?
I hope so. Yeah.
Especially for other women.
Yes.
Tell me why you chose Pima.
Why I chose Pima. So at first I was looking into trades, but honestly, from word around everywhere, Pima was the best welding facility to go to. A lot of trades, you know, they cost a lot. They're a lot of time consuming and very, 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 very strict. Pima, you can pick which classes you want to take, you know. You can take one class throughout the course of years. And I think Pima's just really supportive, and they care about their students. They have a lot of programs like this, you know, and just really involved, and I really enjoy that. Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to add that people might want, like a resource or anything that students might want to know about?
A resource. I think a good resource would be yourself. Put yourself out there. There's a lot of people that have a lot of opportunities that you don't know, a lot of things, a lot of knowledge that you don't have, and listening and getting new experiences and new people in your life is just, it's really where new experiences happen.
Well, I certainly am very impressed with you, Mia. Thank you so much for joining us on the Pima Show. One last thing, quick little Polaroid of you. Okay. 1, 2, wait, hold up your helmet. 1, 2, 3. Very good. That's going to do it for the Pima Show. We were on the road today over at the welding shop. Thank you so much for joining us.